So this is why factory tires are trash. Got a hole right here now, right there, and it's leaking air. There's actually a gash right there too. Miraculously, this one's not leaking, even though it looks worse. This one looks worse and it's not leaking. This one, you can barely even see it. It's right there, you can barely even see it, but it's letting all the air out. So flat tire. And the funny thing about it is, this morning we had the same tire fixed on the Can-Am for the same reason. So these things are just garbage. For now, we're putting tubes in them because they're brand new, but eventually we're going to have to get some heavy duty tires to put on these machines if we're going to keep playing around in the rocks and the mud and the roots out in the forest. We're going to have to get some heavy duty tires because we can't be doing this all the time. Looks like I mashed the wheel pretty good right there too, right there where it's cut. So that's probably when it happened. I hit a rock, mash the wheel in, and cut the tire at the same time. But this is the nice thing about a steel wheel, is you can fix that. I'll just stick a crowbar in there and bend that back out and we'll be good to go. Can't do that on an alloy wheel. So here we go again, back to the tire shop tomorrow. First time towing with the Nissan Frontier, and I got to check my trailer lights and make sure they're working okay. Looks like we got the right turn signal on over there right now, and it's working good. Obviously this is not a heavy load, but I mean, we probably got about 1,800 pounds here, so it's not nothing either. Let's go take a little trip down to the river. So one of the things about a Japanese branded truck, particularly a Nissan, that I can't stand, and I forgot all about this because it's been a while since I had one, is that if you unlock the doors and then you don't open one of the doors quickly, it will automatically relock the truck. So let's say you look out your window, you unlock your truck, and then you go and you grab a handful of boxes, you know, and you take your time getting out to the truck. Well, if you wait 30 seconds, I think is the threshold. If you wait more than 30 seconds, you'll find that the truck is locked again when you get back out there. And that is extremely annoying. And as far as I know, there's no way to turn it off. So anyway, so one thing that I forgot to mention is that, good, it's unlocked, is that on the Nissan Frontier, you don't have a dedicated trailer brake controller. There's no brake controller in this truck, and there's none optional. Hopefully this is something that Nissan will work on as we go forward in time, although I would not make a bet on it. Seems like Toyota and Nissan like to design something and then they just stick with it for 15 years. So I wouldn't hold my breath waiting for an integrated trailer brake controller for this truck. Having said that, most of your mid-size trucks in this class either don't come with one, or some of them don't even have, you know, an option for one. But like I think the Chevy Colorado has an integrated brake controller. Really, that's the only one I know of. The Jeep Gladiator had a rumored factory brake controller coming. I don't know if it ever actually made it into production or not. I've never seen one with that, but it may be an option. But most of your Jeep Gladiators, you're not going to have a brake controller on those. The Ford Ranger doesn't have one. The Toyota Tacoma doesn't have one. So the Nissan is not alone in not having one, but I sure do wish that it would, because that would really make it nice for towing. Now, I do have that Kurt Echo Bluetooth trailer brake controller, so for me it doesn't matter. If you haven't seen those, it's just like a it's about 5 or 6 inches long. It plugs into the receptacle on the back of the truck, and then you plug your trailer wiring into the other end of it, and it's all Bluetooth. So as long as you have a smartphone, you have brakes, you have trailer brakes instantly. And the awesome thing about it is you can move it from vehicle to vehicle, you know, so there's no hard wiring to do at all. You just plug that module in and go. So I have one of those. It works great, and it doesn't bother me, but it would be nice to see them add an integrated brake controller to this truck. I did go ahead and look up the specific specs on this truck. As you see it here, a crew cab SV 4x4. is spec'd out at 6,330 pounds of towing capacity per the brochure that they gave me at the dealership. And the way they calculate their max tongue weight is 10% of that. So figure about 630 pounds of tongue weight. Now, those numbers seem a little bit low because they are a little bit low. You know, the Ranger, the Colorado, the Jeep Gladiator, they all destroy those numbers as far as payload and towing goes. So if you're one of these guys who uses one of these trucks for a business and you really need to tow, you know, a significant amount of weight, and therefore, because it's your business truck, you have to stay legal and stay within your numbers, you know, this might not be the truck for you because the specs on paper are a little bit low compared to the other mid-size trucks that are out there. For me, it's going to be fun because in the future, you know, when I'm hauling like say ATVs in an enclosed trailer or something like that, I'll still be, you know, within those tongue weight and trailer weight specs. All right. The other thing is this truck has a 30 square feet maximum frontal area specification on the trailer that you can pull with it, and 30 square feet is not much. Okay, you're talking what, 6 feet by 5 feet, so you could probably rent one of those little U-Haul trailers. You know, the little enclosed U-Haul trailers I think are short enough and narrow enough that you could stay within that 30 square foot spec. So they just don't give you much. Nissan does not give you much in terms of towing capability if you're one of these guys that really sticks to the numbers. So just FYI on that. Personally, I think it's going to be fine. I mean, this truck is built pretty much just like the other trucks in the segment. It's got a fully boxed frame, solid rear axle, leaf springs, high-powered V6 under the hood, a really nice transmission. I don't see any reason why this truck couldn't tow the same as a Ranger or a Gladiator or something, you know. But like I said, this is what Nissan rates the truck for. So if you want to stay within spec, just keep in mind you don't have a whole lot to work with there. All right, tow haul button is over here. We are in towing mode, and here we go. So the towing and hauling mode on this truck holds the gears a lot longer. It's very aggressive in its engine braking, and like I said, it holds gears a long time, so it does a good job. You know, that's what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't change the throttle response very much like the Tundra did. The Tundra just a lot of glare there. The Tundra just had a tremendous change in throttle response. As soon as you hit the tow haul button, it felt like a completely different truck. Even though it wasn't necessarily making more power, it felt like it had a lot of power because of the throttle response. This truck doesn't do that. Throttle response is pretty similar. Seems like the tow haul mode mainly just changes the transmission behavior. And I read that these Jatco 9-speeds somehow are related to the ZF transmissions. For example, the 8-speed that's in the new Wrangler JL and Gladiator JT. And the way that this thing shifts and feels, it really reminds me of those transmissions, because it does have a tremendous amount of engine braking. But it's doing a great job pulling up these hills on the country road here. No desire for any more power, that's for sure. Let's head on down to the river and have a little fun. So we're down here at our usual fun spot, down on the Salt River, riding around, having a good time. Yeah, the little Titan. Did I just say Titan? It looks like a little Titan, doesn't it? It really takes a lot of cues from the Nissan Titan. But the Frontier did a great job towing this little trailer. Now granted, it wasn't much weight. Wasn't much weight at all, but it did a really good job, and I'm really impressed with the engine braking. Coming down some of the steep hills to get down here to the river, I didn't have to use the brake pedal much at all. So the performance of the transmission and grade braking, I guess is what you'd really call it, is pretty phenomenal on this little truck, and I think it's actually going to be a pretty good little tow champ. Right now it's in the break-in period, so you're not supposed to tow a whole lot of weight with it, but once I get it broken in, we'll hook a bigger trailer to it and see how she does. That should be interesting. But for now, we're gonna have a little fun down here. Hope you guys are having a good Memorial Day weekend. Nice and sunny and hot out here today. Go out and enjoy the outdoors.